afternoon and welcome to Premier League Live for our first of two Premier League commentaries this afternoon as the Premier League returns for a straight 5-month spell between international breaks. And we start this afternoon with the top against bottom, top of the table Liverpool, 5 points clear of Manchester City, can make it 8 if they're to win on the south coast against the Southampton side, who are bottom of the league and the league's lowest scorers this season. Later we watch a new era at Manchester United take place, with Ruben Amorim taking charge of his first game at Manchester United and becoming the youngest to take charge of Manchester United in over 60 years. And they travel to Ipswich under the management, of course, of former Man United player Kieran McKenna. That is this afternoon on LFS. We had 7 games yesterday. We'll talk through those a bit later, but first let's get to the team news for the game on the south coast, and we start with Southampton, who make 5 changes to this game. Alex McCarthy starts in goal. Kyle Walker-Peters, Taylor Howard-Bellis, Jack Stevens and Ryan Fraser are the defenders. Flynn Downs, Adam Lallana, formerly of Liverpool, Matej Fernandes and Tyler Dibling are in midfield, with Paul Onuachu and Adam Armstrong making the front line. On the bench, Lumley, Sugawara, Bree, Manning, Ugochukwu, Aribo, Camaldine, Brereton Diaz and Archer for the Saints. For league leaders Liverpool, Caoimhín Kelleher continues in goal, with Alisson still sidelined with an injury. Conor Bradley also makes his first start of the season with Trent Alexander-Arnold injured. He starts in the back 4 alongside Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk and Andrew Robertson in the Liverpool defence. Ryan Gravenberch and Curtis Jones are the defensive midfield 2, with Dominic Szoboszlai further forward. Mo Salah starts off the right, Cody Gakpo off the left and Darwin Núñez leading the Liverpool line. On the bench, Jarosz, Davies, Gomez, Endo, Diaz, McAllister, Kwanzaa and Morton, and the returning Harvey Elliott from injury. Top against bottom isn't just as simple as it may seem. Liverpool have conceded 6 goals this season, Southampton have scored 7. Liverpool are yet to lose on the road, Southampton have won just once here at St Mary's. It could seem that it would be a simple result, but you never know. Kick-off at St Mary's is on the way. A very good afternoon and welcome to Premier League Live on LFS this Sunday afternoon for our double header of Premier League football. Match week 12 has already been entertaining so far. Result of the weekend last night when Manchester City were thrashed 4-0 at home by Tottenham. We'll talk about all the shortcomings of Manchester City and what's been happening there, but also about all the rest of yesterday's results a bit later on this afternoon. And we'll see how the table looks really after this. Liverpool, as I said, could go 8 points clear at the top of the table if they leave the south coast, with all 3 points this afternoon after Manchester City's defeat last night. And we will see if Arne Slot can continue that incredible start to the season that his team have really put down. No manager in Premier League history has had more points after 11 games in their first 11 games of their Premier League career than Arne Slot. Certainly one way to fill the boots of Jurgen Klopp. A long way to go anyway on that front. Russell Martin knows there's a tough task facing his side today, but they know that nothing is ever quite as simple as it may seem. It will be Liverpool that will get us underway in their chain strip this afternoon, as Mo Salah kicks the first ball of the afternoon and gets us going for this one on the south coast. Liverpool have some interesting past on the south coast, some wins and some interesting losses. They've only lost one of the last 14 against Southampton, Liverpool, but it did come during the COVID season and it was quite a memorable game. Danny Ings, former Liverpool player, scored the winner for Southampton. That was the game that Ralph Hasenhüttl burst into tears on the sidelines with that win. It was quite a remarkable win for Southampton on that occasion, but almost 4 years on since then, Liverpool are top of the table and looking to really wipe down their 10th win of the season if they're to get it this afternoon. It would be. Here's Konate, plays a ball out to Salah on the right hand side, got 2 around him, plays the ball through to Szoboszlai, rolls it back, just couldn't reach Mo Salah. Interesting technique there. Just seen it doubling up. Once Mo Salah came out on that right hand side, 2 Southampton players in near vicinity to the Egyptian. Salah plays a ball over the top, but just a bit too far ahead of Darwin Nunez, as it's easily caught by Alex McCarthy, who of course had to be brought into the side this afternoon with Aaron Ramsdale's injury. Southampton playing out from the back. Liverpool applying that press. McCarthy, pressed by Szoboszlai, finds Walker-Peters, who has to rescue it away from the threat of Liverpool's press. And will give the visitors a throw-in. But of course, we talked this season about Southampton and how Russell Martin is really not willing to change the way his side plays. Very stubborn in that front. Wants his side to play out from the back and kind of play out from the goalkeeper, basically, no matter how much pressure the opponent is putting on them. Here's Gakpo. Gravenberch to Robertson. Now to Curtis Jones on the left-hand side. Back in field to Gravenberch. Southampton already dropping off slightly as Gravenberch had to evade a few challenges and gets his foot in. Southampton try and play the ball over the top, but Konate's got it covered and gets it back to Caoimhín Kelleher. It's a lovely ball through the middle. One for Bradley to break forward with. Conor Bradley holds the ball up well, finds Szoboszlai. The referee plays the advantage after Conor Bradley was fouled. Liverpool keep the ball for the moment. Gravenberch to Jones, back to Gravenberch. Now Van Dijk. Referee this afternoon is Sam Barrett. VAR is Michael Oliver. Ball whipped into the box and not fully cleared by Southampton as Salah tries to keep it alive. Lallana tries to break away with the ball and goes to ground and wins Southampton a free kick off Dominic Szoboszlai. Of course, a former Liverpool player, Adam Lallana. Won the Premier League and Champions League at Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp. Onuachu battling with Van Dijk, holding up the ball as they turn back into the midfield for Southampton. Bellis. And again, better pressure from Liverpool, but Southampton just about get away with it as Lallana plays the ball down the left for Armstrong. Has to turn back on it with Fraser. Lallana again. Now Ryan Fraser. Southampton look to get a few touches of the ball and get out of their own half. Harwood Bellis, lovely ball into the half space. And now the shot comes, but straight at Kelleher from Mateus Fernandes. Wasn't the most testing of shots, but a nice ball by Harwood Bellis into the space. Fernandes has got acres of space in the middle. Just decides to hit the shot from the edge of the box, and simple enough. Does take a slight nick off Konate's right boot, but easy enough for Kelleher to gather. Jones under immense pressure and loses out. Southampton very intense in these early moments. Dibbling. Now finds Fernandes, closed down by Gakpo, who wins Liverpool the ball and gets them on the break here with Szoboszlai. It's a 4-on-3 for Liverpool. Szoboszlai's got bodies in front of him. Lays in Salah. Mo Salah. Good save by McCarthy. Puts it behind for the corner. That blistering pace of Liverpool is always a massive threat. And as we see it here, 4-on-3. Szoboszlai's just waiting for the right moment. Plays in Salah. And Salah takes it first time with the left boot. Ultimately straight at Alex McCarthy, to be honest. And McCarthy puts it behind for the first Liverpool corner of the game. It's a type of threat that Southampton will surely know they have to be wary of. Robertson to take this corner. Right hand side. Left-footed delivery, but straight into the hands of Alex McCarthy. No real worries there from a defensive point of view. Easily, comfortably gathered by the veteran goalkeeper. Right to Fraser. All the way back to Harwood Bellis. Of course, broke into the England team in the last international break. Got his first goal for his country against the Republic of Ireland. Here comes Fraser. Nice play by Southampton. Armstrong tries to get past Konate. Does so. Goes down. Referee says no penalty and just gives a corner. Pressure being put on the referee by Adam Lallana. The Liverpool captain straight over to argue his side's corner, but see this again. Armstrong just steps past Konate and yeah, there's nothing in that. I mean, to be honest, we see it again. He kind of just slight push in the back, but that looks very soft for me if that was to be given, but the referee said no and just a corner for Southampton, but they've certainly put pressure on the Liverpool defence early on. Adam Armstrong making a nuisance of himself there. Corner for the Saints. As I said, Michael Oliver, our VAR, had a quick look, but quickly agreed with the referee's decision of no penalty. Right-footed delivery from the corner. It's a deep corner, very far wide. Kept alive by Harwood Bellis there. Lallana with the delivery. Flicked on, but no real threat. I think the flag would have been up anyway against Armstrong from that header. As Kelleher fires one for Salah. Good defending back there. That's really good defending by Walker-Peters. The pressure of Salah lurking. He just heads it back to McCarthy with ease, but we've seen Salah in those positions before. Get the better of defenders, but that time Kyle Walker-Peters had the better of him. Southampton get a bit loose in midfield, and Liverpool win the ball back. Konate. Gravenberch. To Van Dijk. Konate. Ball played out to Robertson. He's got space on the left. Here's Gakpo. Plays in Robertson on the overlap. Robertson with a chip ball to the back post, and Salah's effort is nowhere near the target. It's not often you say that about Mo Salah. It's a difficult angle, really, a tight angle for him to try and get it on target from that position at the back post. Tries to go with his left boot. Kind of just pings off his left kind of digit there and goes flying over the bar. The goal kick goes long. Van Dijk to intercept. Chested down by Nunez. Breaks away from his man. Good hold up play by Nunez. And Salah gets the ball, but was in an offside position when the ball was passed to him. So free kick to Southampton. McCarthy. Oh, gives it away. Just gets away with that one. McCarthy tried to play it out to Walker-Peters. Came off the head of Gakpo and went out for the Southampton throw, but it could have been much more concerning from a Southampton point of view. Walker-Peters. Harwood Bellis back to Downs. And Flynn Downs got the freedom to run forward here. No real challenge at all from the Liverpool attacking line there, really. Oh, Flynn Downs, though, messes up his own good move by playing the ball straight out of play. So 10 minutes gone. You have to say, Southampton have certainly held their own in the first 10 minutes or so. Certainly not be plain sailing for the visitors so far. Konate plays it down to Bradley on the right hand side. Nice ball into Nunez. Nice Salah. Salah in the box. Salah lays it off just a bit short to Szoboszlai. Well intercepted there by Lallana. Now Onuachu. Lovely footwork. Beating two. Onuachu just about gets the pass to Fraser. Getting roaring cheers from the crowd. Onuachu just overhit that one. And Walker-Peters couldn't keep it in, but Certainly the effort and the intent applauded by the home crowd. You can see their side are certainly trying to fight and battle Liverpool and take them on. Quite impressive so far. Here's Bradley. Gravenberch. There's lots of stats you can really kind of lean into for this game. One of them, a lot of them, really involving Mo Salah. Of course, the star of Liverpool this season, no doubt about it. Somehow he's even upping his level season on season. Who'd have thought that would be possible? It's Van Dijk playing a darted effort. Headed away by Walker-Peters, and Southampton win the second ball as well. As Fernandes under pressure. Nunez just couldn't win the ball back as Mateus Fernandes holds on to it for Southampton. A long ball, even takes a kind little bounce for them. Dibbling, now out to Fraser. Just a heavy touch allows Bradley to hoof it away from danger, but certainly Southampton are testing Liverpool on multiple occasions, and Liverpool are just a slight second late as Conor Bradley was there, and he's going to get a yellow card for that challenge. Captain of his country as well, Conor Bradley, as are a few of these Liverpool players this afternoon. And Bradley gets the first yellow card of the day. Of course, his first start since April. Conor Bradley, his first this season. Of course, with Trent Alexander-Arnold's hamstring injury that he sustained just before the international break, kept Alexander-Arnold out of the England squad. Conor Bradley, who has had to do the job, did do the job last season, playing at right back for Liverpool when Trent Alexander-Arnold had injury problems, and certainly delivered, and some really, for Liverpool last season in his performances. Harwood Bellis. Out to Dibbling. Back to Harwood Bellis. Downs has one to chase, but under no duress. Stevens back to McCarthy. Liverpool try and apply their press. Harwood Bellis now. Just to chip it forward. And the header by Van Dijk bounces all the way out for a Southampton throw deep in their own half. There are a number, as I said, of Liverpool players that are captains of their country. Conor Bradley, the captain of Northern Ireland. Konate has been captain of France as of recently. Van Dijk, the captain of the Netherlands. And Robertson, the captain of Scotland. Szoboszlai, the captain of Hungary as well. Salah, the captain of Egypt. Anyway, here's Bradley into the box. Bradley across. Good save by McCarthy. Then the follow-up is fizzed wide by Szoboszlai. Good opportunity there from Liverpool's point of view. Space on that right-hand side. Bradley just bursts forward, linking up with Salah, the 1-2. And Bradley just tries to feed it across the 6-yard box. McCarthy kind of smothers it away from danger, and then Szoboszlai's follow-up is certainly not one to be re-watched, shall we say. Here's Gravenberch. But it might give Liverpool a bit of confidence, that little moment. Robertson. Gravenberch now to Jones. Back to Ryan Gravenberch. Now to Gakpo. Infield to Robertson. So Liverpool keep the ball moving. Southampton have all the bodies behind the ball now. Bradley. Konate. To Van Dijk. Halfway in the Southampton half here at Liverpool. Here's Gakpo down the left flank. Chops onto his right. Chips it to the back post. Bit loofed for Salah, but he did well to control it. Now Bradley. Back to Salah. Salah looking to edge up the left-footed cross effort, but runs into trouble and gives the ball away. Onuachu under pressure. Shoved to the floor by Konate. And he gets a foul and a yellow card for Ibrahima Konate. You could see that from a mile off that was going to happen. Just see it, Salah just runs into a dangerous space. Couldn't really get the ball to anyone, really. Well, didn't want to get the ball to anyone. Gave the ball away, and then Konate had to shove Onuachu to the floor, but you could see that Konate was beaten, and I think Konate himself knew that. Ended up taking Onuachu out and getting a yellow card for his troubles. His 4th of the season. Another one for Konate, and he will get a 1-match ban. Southampton take their free kick inside their own half. Stevens all the way back to McCarthy. Howard Bellis under pressure was Fernandez, who does get the free kick after a slight push by Szoboszlai. Just seems like Liverpool in their 50-50 challenges so far just seem to be losing quite a few of them. Their one-on-one battles, something we've seen from Liverpool on a few occasions this season, where in the first half they've had problems, in the second half they've cleaned them up and went on to win the game. It's been the kind of similar theme for Liverpool this season, obviously in transition under the new manager, of course, but there's no doubting the fact that there is that parity between the two halves. Virgil van Dijk. Right to the right hand side comes Darwin Núñez. Back to Konate. Van Dijk looking to send one long. Robertson on the run. Just a bit too long from Van Dijk. And comfortably gathered in the end by McCarthy, but interesting idea. Well, the last game here saw an absolute goal fest between these two back in May 2023. The last game before Southampton were relegated that season was the last game of the season. A 4-4 thriller here at St Mary's that day. Here's Robertson to Gakpo. Has to come back to Van Dijk again. Jones. Haven't seen much of Curtis Jones so far. Here's Gakpo. Again, chops onto his right. Wants to deliver it again, and Salah was the threat. Cleared away by Southampton. Ryan Fraser it was. Here's Gakpo. Liverpool just edging and waiting for that little moment. Konate out to Bradley on the right. Certainly no doubt about the possession stats are in Liverpool's favour so far, but haven't really been able to massively test the Saints goalkeeper so far, as here's Núñez breaking away from a marker, but doesn't get any sort of pass to one of his teammates. Throw into Southampton. And there's just been only one home win this weekend so far. That was Arsenal against Nottingham Forest. Quite a few away wins. Spurs, Wolves, Brighton and Chelsea all winning on the road. With Brentford and Palace, the other two away sides, both drawing on their travels. So a mixture of positivity and interesting results for the for visiting teams this weekend so far. Here's Gakpo, taking it down well, cuts it back to Jones. And Robertson taking a very inside role as Andy Robertson, as Gakpo again switches to the back post and Salah brings it down. And again another good block by Alex McCarthy, calling into action once or twice against Salah this afternoon. On that occasion had to smother the ball once again, and he did so. Gakpo to Salah. It's clear the intent from Gakpo whenever he kind of chops onto his right foot. He's done it multiple times so far, and his target is always that back post. This time he makes it work, and Salah has his shot well blocked in the end by the Southampton goalkeeper. Jones onto Bradley down the right hand side. Can't go forward, has to turn back, does the Northern Irishman. All the way back to Konate, but still in the Southampton half. Van Dijk to Gravenberch. Now to Jones. Into Bradley, back to Curtis Jones. Also had a foray into the England side. Scored on his debut for England. Did Curtis Jones in that win away at Greece. Scored an absolute wonder of a goal. Lovely, confident flick. It's one of those ones where it will certainly be in the highlights reel in the future. Not only England he's been scoring. He scored in that 2-1 win at Anfield for Liverpool against Chelsea a few weeks ago. Certainly making his importance known and certainly heard and felt in this Liverpool team. And keeps his place. Here is Jones. Robertson quickly trying to find Gakpo, but maybe a bit too quickly. A Southampton intercept, but Jones right on the case. Couldn't really win the ball back as McCarthy delays and delays as long as he could there. And Liverpool win the ball back again. Jones. Good pressure. Gravenberch. Robertson. Halfway through the first half, still 0-0. Gakpo trying to take on Walker-Peters. Spins him back. Gakpo to Robertson. Poor cross by the Scotsman. Good pressure though to win the ball back, and a foul there on Ryan Gravenberch. Sees Liverpool get the free kick, and a yellow card is going to be handed out here as well, and that is going to go the way of the Southampton player. I couldn't see who that was. I think it might have been Onuachu, was it? Or Lallana? One of the two. Yeah, it was Adam Lallana, it was. And he's going to get a yellow card. Yeah, it's just a bit clumsy from Adam Lallana there. That's his fourth yellow card of the season. Southampton midfielder. And a set piece for Liverpool to try and threaten the Saints' defence. So Watchalong and Robertson over it. Here we go. Robertson to deliver into the box. Away by Onuachu. Making his physicality known, but Szoboszlai wins it back and tries to sneak one in. Good reactions by McCarthy. Certainly been called into action multiple times, and again there, Southampton just trying to play out too quickly. Fernandez gives it away, and Szoboszlai's there. Just trying to snatch at it. Force it past McCarthy, but Southampton goalkeeper well equal to it. Made his third save of the game so far. Howard Bellis, ball forward, bounces off Konate. Armstrong now plays it to Fraser. What can Ryan Fraser do? Plays it to Armstrong on this left flank. Under pressure was Lallana, but spotted the challenge, and now down to Fraser up against Bradley. Stepped across, and Konate slides in and wins his side a goal kick. And of course, one thing we haven't mentioned so far is Storm Burt still making itself known across the UK, especially on a coastal area such as Southampton. So maybe that could play a factor into today's game. So far, we haven't really seen much of the ball in the air to that effect. So not as of yet, but has been some strange bounces in the game, let's just say, of the ball. So who knows, that could be a factor. Konate forced a bit wide. Bradley has to recover a bit of control, and Konate again hoofs it forward, but there's no one there to receive it. And Lallana picks it up, but well won back by Szoboszlai, linking up with Nunez. And look at the bodies coming forward for Liverpool here. Robertson blasting down the left, finds Gakpo. Cody Gakpo. Another save by McCarthy, and Liverpool get another corner. Again, it's good play. Liverpool, on the first glance, you think it's just a wasted ball forward by Konate, but good pressure by Szoboszlai to win it back. Played it out wide to Robertson, who finds Gakpo. Gakpo again steps inside onto his right foot. This time decides to shoot, and McCarthy parries it wide for the corner, of which Szoboszlai will take. Been in swinger from the left hand side. Szoboszlai bouncing around the box. Nunez back out to Szoboszlai again. Another chance to deliver. Headed away by Southampton. Bradley. Now to Salah. Has to go all the way back to Andy Robertson. He's the last man back there for Liverpool. Jones beats his man. Now Szoboszlai again. To Curtis Jones in space. He will hit one. But this time, a bobbling effort towards McCarthy makes it a bit of a simpler save. I have to say, Liverpool are taking some pop shots at McCarthy. They're certainly testing the Southampton goalkeeper. It's like a goalkeeping drill at the minute for him. Here's Robertson. To Jones. Back to Robertson out wide now to Gakpo. One key you certainly have seen from Liverpool is keeping the ball moving. Konate to Van Dijk. Right to Gakpo again. Up against Walker-Peters. Again steps under his right, but cuts it back to Robertson. Now Jones tried to spin away, but just about held on to the ball there. Gravenberch. Now to Gakpo. Back to Gravenberch. Tries to dribble his way through, but well blocked off. Robertson to Gravenberch again. Liverpool trying to find a little bit of space to break through. Szoboszlai to Konate. Now to Gravenberch. Lets it roll across him. Finds Robertson, who will lift one in. Again headed away by Flynn Downs. And now away by Walker-Peters, but back by Robertson. Spun around by Jones, who ultimately closed down in the box. Gakpo. And it just seems like Liverpool are building up to something here. Bradley. Salah. Lots of bodies in the box. Salah to Bradley again. Gets the space. Connor Bradley. And the effort as it came through just lost all pace. And it easily, comfortably gathered by McCarthy. Oh, it's given away! And the ball's into the back of the net somehow. I've no idea what's happened. We were looking at a replay and Liverpool have scored. They've been pushing and probing for it for the last few minutes. And Dominic Szoboszlai sends the travelling cop into delirium on the south coast. No idea how it came about. We're watching Connor Bradley's shot. We'll see this again. McCarthy down to his right. I think he tries to play it away. See this again, just rolls it out of the box. Fernandez in his own box, toying about. Downs gives it straight to Szoboszlai, who finishes beautifully from the edge of the box to give Liverpool the lead. We talked about the pressure on Southampton playing out from the back, and that is a perfect example of how Liverpool's press will cause you problems and will put you into trouble. Fantastic finish by Dominic Szoboszlai, and Liverpool probably deservedly lead on the south coast. Southampton 0, Liverpool 1. And that's got the travelling crowd singing inside St Mary's. It's only his second goal of the season for Dominic Szoboszlai. His only other one came in the Champions League against AC Milan in September. He scored in that one. I think it was the third goal in that 3-1 win for Liverpool. He's got the first one here this afternoon. But again, It's been eternally talked about all season that as many times as you want to play out from the back, all well and good, but if you don't have the quality of players to consistently do it against the best teams, you're just going to play yourself into trouble and gift goals away to teams that are capable of pressing you on the edge of your own box. This is good play by Southampton. Down the left-hand side it comes. Here's the cross. It's across the 6-yard box. It was Walker-Peters, I believe. Got the cross in. Space there. Down that left-hand side. And Walker-Peters gets a slight deflection on that cross. So will be a corner, I believe. The point still stands. I mean, this will be, again, analysed to the nth degree at half-time, at full-time, and for weeks to come when it regards to Southampton, because it's naivety at the highest order, and it's really simply dealt with. McCarthy could have just kicked that ball away, and they would have been out of trouble instantly from that Liverpool press. But the fact that they played into the press and they gave the ball straight back to Liverpool is just really naive. As they're in the box here from this corner, and good save by Kelleher. Just as Southampton got that corner, it seemed like Liverpool had dealt with it. And then Robertson's clearance wasn't that great. Southampton found a bit of space in the box, and Downs had a swiped effort at it. Good save by Kelleher. We'll go for another Southampton corner, this time on the left-hand side. Good response to going behind. As Fernandez will deliver. Into the box it comes, away by Robertson at the front post. Goes out for a Southampton throw. 33 minutes gone. Southampton 0, Liverpool 1. Walker-Peters. There's the visiting crowd that are giving the noise inside the stadium at the moment. Again, the save from Kelleher is really good. It's a good reactionary save. Oh, it's Robertson. Again with a slightly over-egging touch, but does recoup and regather control. Certainly not been 5-star from Liverpool so far this afternoon, but certainly had enough shots for it to have the lead. 9 shots so far in this game have Liverpool, equating to an XG of 0.51, so they're not massively threatening chances, but 7 of them have been on target. So I did say they've been testing Alex McCarthy. So far, Alex McCarthy's been equal to everything that it's been through at him, other than that giveaway on the edge of his own box. Which, to be fair, was a really good finish. Downs under pressure. Nunez battling and winning the foul. It's really smart centre-forward play by Darwin Nunez there. Winning the free kick. It was actually Flynn Downs that had the ball. Darwin Nunez tried to apply the press, did so, nicked the ball away, and then was slightly clipped as he did get the ball. Was Nunez, and won Liverpool a free kick. Konate. Straight through to Szoboszlai. Back to Bradley. Now Konate again. Szoboszlai was fouled off the ball, but the referee plays on. Here is Gravenberch, and acres of space here. Now Bradley. Szoboszlai, and Szoboszlai has to kick it away because Adam Lallana's gone down. And it looks to be an issue around his hamstring here for Adam Lallana, so he will receive a bit of treatment with around 10 minutes to go in the first half. It is Liverpool who lead by that goal to nil so far. No doubting it. So far, you look at all the stats, it's been all Liverpool really. Other than that chance that Flynn Downs had after the goal, it really was all Liverpool for a good 5-10 minute spell of the game where they just recouped control, kind of suffocated Southampton on occasion, and the goal comes from that really intense high press, and just that, not just that, but also the naivety and the just lack of game intelligence from Southampton whatsoever. I mean, Liverpool are surrounding the edge of the 18-yard box, and they try and play out from the back in such a crowded space. I mean, it is literally baffling how anybody will decide to do that, no matter how good you are. Even Liverpool or Manchester City, or even Arsenal, who are the best at playing out from the back, would probably opt for going for a long ball on that occasion, because it's just not worth the risk. As Adam Lallana is going to leave the field here, so 35 minutes of an appearance against his former club, and Joe Aribo has come on in his place for Southampton. So an early substitution for Russell Martin and his team. I'd say Adam Lallana was probably one of the high performers so far in this game for Southampton, breaking up play and certainly getting Southampton forward on occasions. So we'll see how they deal with Liverpool now without Adam Lallana. Robertson. Around about 8 minutes to go in the first half. The first half's absolutely flew by. So it has. Very entertaining to watch so far. Certainly not been a steamrolling from Liverpool so far on Southampton, but you still have to argue the case that they have certainly got control of this one, Liverpool, in terms of the possession and just their composure on the ball. Just seeing them pass it around here with real ease at the minute. Here's Curtis Jones. But it's not just game intelligence, it's everything for Southampton this season. They're the lowest scorers. They've scored 7 goals. They're the only side that haven't reached double-figure goals this season. Every other Premier League team has at least 10 goals. So they are by far the worst on that occasion. Of course, they've won just once at home and 1 draw at home. So 4 points from their home games this season. As we wait here, as they have a chance here with the ball into the box. Van Dijk gets the ball away from danger, and another goal kick will come Liverpool's way here. So that ball bobbled out off a Southampton player. As I was saying, they've only scored 4 goals at home. 1 win, 1 draw, and 3 defeats from their 5 home games this season. Only Ipswich have a worse home record, and Ipswich are yet to win at home this season. Compare that to Liverpool, who have, as it stands, would have the best away record in the Premier League. If they were to win this game, they would only have dropped points in 1 away game this season, and that was away at Arsenal. They would have won all other 5 games on the road this season, Liverpool, if they are to do that. If they are to win here this afternoon, they are the only side yet to lose on the road. As Van Dijk strides into space and gives the ball away cheaply. Here's Tyler Dibbling. Goes under a challenge, goes down, and it will be a penalty. The referee took a minute to make his decision. Robertson says it's on the edge of the box. Van Dijk claiming that too, but the referee points to the spot. We'll see what VAR Michael Oliver has to say on this, but it all starts from Van Dijk charging into space unnecessarily, gives the ball away, and then Dibbling. Yeah, I think that's outside the box, personally. Might continue inside the box, though. It's on the verge, really. It is incredibly close. If I was the VAR, I would err on the side of caution and say no penalty, but it is literally as close as it can be. If it's on the line, it's a penalty, but it's just outside, in my opinion. But it's so tight that maybe the VAR will recommend just sticking with the on-field decision, because it is literally a hair's width either way. But we will see what Michael Oliver, the VAR, has to say. He's assisted this afternoon, Michael Oliver, by Matt Wilkes, who's alongside him in the booth back at Stockley Park. We'll see if Andy Robertson's challenge on Tyler Dibbling will be a penalty or a free kick. The decision is a penalty. So they've decided to stick with the on-field decision because there is no evidence to prove, or well, no clear evidence to prove that it is the wrong decision, because it is that close. And now, from a moment where Liverpool were in control and probably pushing for another, they're now on the verge of possibly losing that lead towards the end of this first half. Adam Armstrong stands awaiting. Kelleher in his wake, and it's saved by Kelleher, but the follow-up is in by Armstrong. Good save by Caoimhín Kelleher, but Adam Armstrong the first to react, and Southampton are on terms. Kelleher screams to the skies, but he did really all he could, and Armstrong follows up and follows in for the Southampton equaliser. To say it again, it's not a great penalty, it's straight down the middle. Kelleher makes the save. Probably argue Kelleher really did as much as he could there, to be honest, because he had already dived and committed himself. He did make the save, but the follow-up, Armstrong was there waiting for his chance to tap it in, and that he did. Southampton won, Liverpool won. Game on the South Coast. Interesting. And there we are. And that has certainly given Southampton a lifeline, really. Albeit a bit dramatic, but it is certainly a moment where Southampton probably need that little bit of motivation, that little bit of confidence boosting. And that equaliser would certainly help in doing that. And that's got the home crowd going. Liverpool win it back in the box. Cody Gakpo. Second chance blocked. Goodness me, Southampton worked so hard to get the equaliser they almost gave it away and gifted Liverpool the lead again. Gakpo. Gravenberch striding through. Nunez now to Jones. Jones nowhere to go and gives the ball away. And now Southampton want to burst forward. Robertson and Jones getting spun around by Tyler Dibbling, who blasts it forward, but easily gathered in the end by Caoimhín Kelleher. It's just gone into real madness here at St Mary's. Both sides lacking composure. Last minute of the first half. Southampton won, Liverpool won. Certainly game on the South Coast, but one thing is for sure, Liverpool and Southampton both look really sloppy at times and look to be really kind of, I don't know, not sharp at all. Of course, we're coming straight off the back of an international break, but that's really no excuse, to be honest, in the modern day. Gakpo. Van Dijk. Out to Robertson. Now finds Gakpo again on the run, but turns back to Robertson. Body's in the box. No room to cross it that time. Van Dijk to Gravenberch. Now Gakpo again. So the 45 minutes are up, and we will have 6 added at the end of the half. That cross by Gakpo is cleared. Bradley keeps it in on the right-hand side. There's a Liverpool player down in the box. I think VAR might be checking for a possible penalty as well for Liverpool. Nunez is still down, and the referee says play on for the moment. Gakpo. Liverpool will play on. No, they won't. Van Dijk will knock it out, but Nunez is sitting up now. I have no idea what happened. Let's just say it again. Yeah, there's just a bit of pushing and shoving going on there in the box. Yeah. I don't think there's very much in that. to be honest. I think that's a bit of play acting from Darwin Nunez, to be honest. Trying to win a side a penalty, but it's certainly not one. The two captains there being talked to by the referee, just clearing all things up. Mad things like that. Is there really a need for it? Who knows? Who really knows? Now, don't forget, this isn't the only offering we've got for you today. We've got another one at 4:30 and another exciting one as new Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim takes charge of his first game, and they head to Kieran McKenna's Ipswich at 4:30 here on LFS. We'll see how they do later this afternoon. As I said, Ipswich the only side yet to win at home this season. Manchester United certainly not in the best of form, and certainly not in the best position in terms of the league table either. Here's Bradley to Salah. Cuts it back for Szoboszlai. Cross charge down. Bradley battling to win the ball back, but Onuachu keeps it very well. Though battling for the ball again. He's still got the ball. How has he got the ball? Onuachu! That is incredible. And now a break down the left-hand side here. Walker-Peters to Onuachu. Just nipped away by Robertson. But Paul Onuachu, goodness me. For a tall player to have that level of kind of balance in such tight areas and dribble your way through that many players and then get a lovely pass off to get your side forward. Really quite remarkable for Paul Onuachu there. Southampton have a throw in high up on the left hand side. 3 minutes of the half to go. 1-1. Southampton win another throw. Kyle Walker-Peters will take this throw. Taking his time. Fernandez back to Walker-Peters and put out there by Nunez. Another Southampton throw in. This time to Dibbling. Battling with Szoboszlai. Loses out that time. And Bradley bundled over by Tyler Dibbling. Free kick to Liverpool. You have to see this again. This is well worth a replay. Onuachu. This is incredible. Beats past two. Then gets past another. And then a no-look pass into an incredible bit of space for Kyle Walker-Peters. This is just glorious. A bit of no-look. Oh, you have to appreciate quality like that when it happens, because that's absolutely fabulous. It's one of those moments that will get clipped up. Certainly get clipped up. Bradley played it into a space, but no one in Liverpool colours was there. As Szoboszlai gets beaten by Onuachu, or not Onuachu that time, sorry, Kyle Walker-Peters. But Liverpool win it back. Nunez hooks one out to the left flank, but nowhere near Cody Gakpo. And it will go out for a throw in to Southampton. Certainly not been a great first half from Liverpool, albeit in the middle part of the half they were certainly the better of the two sides, certainly showing for that, but gifted a goal by Southampton and then conceding late in the half from a rebound of a penalty. It has certainly not been a first half filled with quality from either defence, really, to be honest. A lot more will be asked of both teams from their respective managers in the interval. Nice work by Gakpo to Gravenberch. Round the corner to Salah. He has been a bit quiet today, Mo Salah. But I would certainly watch those words with caution, shall we say, with Mo Salah being quiet. But we'll see what happens. Van Dijk. Konate. Van Dijk again. Last few seconds of the half. Gakpo trying to find his way into the box. Bundles the ball back to Robertson. One last effort if he can. Will not go for that. Goes back to Van Dijk, and that is the first half done and dusted. A first half where really both defences will look back and think, one to forget really, because Southampton gifting Liverpool the opener when Dominic Szoboszlai whipped one in. A wonderful finish, by the way, from Szoboszlai, not taking away from that. Poor defending from Southampton in their own box, giving it away. And then Robertson giving away a penalty to Tyler Dibbling on the edge of his own box himself. That ultimately gave Southampton their level out through Adam Armstrong, who had his penalty saved, but the rebound went in for Adam Armstrong. That is where we stand at half time at St Mary's. It is Southampton 1, Liverpool 1. Welcome back to Premier League Live this afternoon for halfway through our first game of two this Sunday afternoon in November here in LFS. It is Southampton 1, Liverpool 1 at the break. We saw 7 games yesterday, which we'll talk about in just a moment, but don't forget Ipswich against Manchester United is our second helping of Sunday football action here on LFS this afternoon. You won't want to miss that one. We'll have team news in about 25 minutes time from Portman Road, so do stay with us for that, if not the second half at St Mary's as well. Before we talk and chat quickly about yesterday's results and what that means for the table, let's have a look at the scores and a few nice pictures on Matchday 12 so far. What a match day 12 we have had so far. No doubting that last one there, Manchester City against Tottenham. We'll talk in depth about that very shortly. But let's just run you through the results from yesterday. Chelsea continued their great form as of recently, their 6th win of the season, pushing themselves up into 3rd in the table after that win away at Leicester yesterday lunchtime. Nicholas Jackson opened the scoring in the first half for Enzo Fernandez, doubled Chelsea's lead in the second half. It was a late consolation to be for Leicester. They were never really in the game in that sense throughout the 90 minutes. A 95th minute consolation penalty from Jordan Ayew got Leicester on the score sheet, but not enough to get them anything out of the game. It was Chelsea that dominated that game and probably overall deserved to win the game in the end, and they move up to 3rd in the table with that victory. Just below Chelsea, in 4th, are Arsenal after their win against Nottingham Forest. High-flying Nottingham Forest, who had lost just 2 games coming into yesterday's game at the Emirates Stadium, forgot where that was there, but it was Arsenal to cruise to victory ultimately in the end. They were the better side throughout the game. Bukayo Saka opened the scoring after just 15 minutes, but second half goals from Thomas Partey and Ethan Nwaneri secured the 3 points for the Gunners, who kept a clean sheet as well yesterday. A pretty good day, really, ultimately for Arsenal. 3 points, 3 goals and a clean sheet, and back up into the top 4, and just a point now behind Manchester City after their defeat as well yesterday of Arsenal. It was to be a draw between Aston Villa and Crystal Palace yesterday, a 2-2 draw in Birmingham at Villa Park. Ismaila Sarr opened the scoring for Crystal Palace, who were, along with Southampton, the only two sides without double-digit goals coming into that one, but they got their 9th goal of the season through Ismaila Sarr, who opened the scoring for Palace. No sooner was it that Ollie Watkins got an equaliser on the 36th minute for Aston Villa to get them back on terms, before Justin Deviney, another Northern Irishman, scoring in the Premier League, and he got a goal just before half-time to reinstate Palace's lead in the game. But it wasn't to be a win for Palace on the road. Ross Barkley got the equaliser not long from time to secure a point for both sides in the end. There was a red card in the game. Another game on the South Coast, Bournemouth against Brighton, two South Coast rivals battling it out at the Vitality yesterday. João Pedro opened the scoring for Brighton in that one after just 4 minutes, giving Brighton the lead. Kairo Mitoma then 4 minutes into the second half doubled Brighton's lead before Carlos Baleba received a second yellow card, which saw him see red, of course. So Brighton down to 10, 2-0 up. But it was to be the 93rd minute was the only occasion which Bournemouth got the ball into the back of the net through David Brooks, and it was too little, too late at that stage. No goals in the game between Everton and Brentford, but there was a red card in that one as well. Straight red card for Christian Norgard, who was sent off for a straight foul. He was initially given a yellow card. VAR checked it and changed it to red. Ultimately, the whole of the second half, Everton pushed for a winner, but it wasn't to be. A 0-0 draw for the Toffees against the Bees in Merseyside yesterday. A big result for Wolves on the road as they thrashed Fulham at Craven Cottage yesterday. It was Fulham that took the lead. Alex Iwobi with the opener and the only goal for Fulham yesterday. Matheus Cunha then levelled for Wolves not long after, before a cracker of a second half from Wolverhampton Wanderers saw João Gomez, Matheus Cunha again for the second time, and Gonçalo Guedes all get on the score sheet to secure a pretty big victory for Wolves. 4-1, their biggest win of the season, and it brings them out of the relegation zone, at least for this afternoon, that is. They're up with 9 points now, Wolves. Only their second win of the season yesterday. But forget about all of those other games. It was the game at the Etihad that was the big shock of the weekend. It's not a shock of who won, it's a shock of how they won. 4-0, Tottenham thrashed Manchester City on their own patch. Remember, City, one of only a number of sides to have been unbeaten at home this season. There now remains only 3 teams yet to lose at home. Brighton, Arsenal and Brentford are the 3 teams on that occasion. City got their first home defeat of the campaign, and their 5th defeat in a row, their 3rd league defeat in a row, but their 5th defeat in all competitions in a row. And that is the first time in Pep Guardiola's career that he has lost 5 games on the bounce, and it is the first time since 2006 since Manchester City last lost 5 games on the bounce. It has been a long time, but it is certainly more than just a little bit of a blip for Manchester City. This seems to be a bit of a worrying concern for them at the moment. Spurs thrashing City. James Maddison with 2 goals in the first half cruised the visitors into a 2-0 lead. Pedro Porro with a nice finish made it 3 not long after, before Brennan Johnson capped the day off with a 4th goal to secure what was a rousing victory for Manchester City. It is the 7th time that Pep Guardiola, his Manchester City side, have lost to Spurs in his reign. They have won 7 times and drawn 3 times in their other meetings of the 17 that they have faced Spurs over the years, but that one was certainly one of the worst, and certainly one to forget. But what does it look like for City from now on in? They can still win the league, of course. There's no question about that. But at the moment, they really don't look like they're firing on any cylinders, never mind all cylinders. And they look to be really struggling at the moment. Right, so that is yesterday's results. Of course, Southampton and Liverpool at the moment currently in play, so this will slightly skew the table a bit. Not positionally, but for points-wise, it will kind of skew the league table on the way that it will look this afternoon. But this is how the top 10 looks as it stands at the moment. Liverpool lead the way still, and will still lead the way for this weekend, no matter what happens now. They will be on, as it stands, 29 points, currently drawing on the South Coast. They will be 6 points ahead of Manchester City with a draw this afternoon. Liverpool City, their third successive league defeat. Before this run, they were unbeaten in the league in their first 9 games, but lost their last 3. Seems to be a bit of a stumbling block for Manchester City. 23 points, and then 3 teams below them on the coattails of the citizens at the moment. Chelsea, Arsenal and Brighton all on 22 points after 12 games. Spurs hanging around there, along with Nottingham Forest and Villa, all on 19 points after 12 games, and Newcastle and Fulham make up the top 10 on 18 points. Into the bottom half, Brentford are in 11th on 17 points. Manchester United on 15 points, they play a bit later on. Bournemouth on 15 and 13th. West Ham in 14th on 12 points. Everton on 11 points in 15th. And then Leicester and Wolves just outside the relegation zone on 10 and 9 points respectively. With the bottom 3, Crystal Palace on 8, Ipswich on 8, and Southampton as it stands drawing with Liverpool on 5 points. So that is the way the table looks as it stands at half-time at St Mary's, and of course with other games yet to play this weekend, with Newcastle and West Ham a Monday night game, and Ipswich Man United to come in about 90 minutes time at Portman Road. So more to come. More can happen to the league table this weekend, but at the moment it is Liverpool with that 6-point gap at the top. That is the big point to make, with those cluster of teams below them. But Liverpool cut above the rest at the moment in the league. But at the moment, they're not a cut above the rest against Southampton here this afternoon. They are level with the Saints, and probably neither side really deserve anything out of this game. They should both leave with nothing at the moment, because both defences have been lacklustre and certainly below par in that first half. But we'll see if they can change that in the second for either side. They have any chance now of winning this game. We will see. The second half between Southampton and Liverpool is on the way next. Do stay with us. Back to Premier League Live. The second half at St Mary's is on the way in just a moment. Don't forget, as I've mentioned multiple times, but you can't mention it enough, can you? Ipswich against Manchester United, 4:30 kickoff. We'll have team news in about 10 minutes time from Portman Road for that one. Ruben Amorim about to name his first 11 as the new Man United head coach. Ipswich will see what Kieran McKenna can offer up, but they're yet to offer up a home win this season. We'll see if that can happen. Kickoff there is in about 80 minutes time. Right, second half at St Mary's is on the way. Players will be joining us in a moment. They're keeping us waiting. for the moment, but it gives enough time. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. It'd be greatly appreciated. We're on the road to 25,000 subscribers, and we hope you can join us on that journey. We thank you very much for continuing to watch and join us this afternoon. Right, we're just getting clips in at the moment of Ruben Amorim and his Manchester United team arriving at Portman Road, so all that drama at the moment as they arrive and get ready for their first game under their new head coach. We'll talk a lot more about that a bit later on this afternoon, but it is back to the South Coast where we watch Southampton and Liverpool, where Liverpool know they will need improvements in that second half. They weren't anywhere near their best, but as I said it in the first half, they know that we see Liverpool already this season parity between first half and second half performances, but Southampton have kept themselves firmly in the grip of this game, and they're doing enough at the moment to get a draw, but we will see what the second half has in store. The players are back out on the field and we will be ready to go in just a second. Southampton will get us underway. They will be kicking from right to left, Liverpool from left to right in the second half here on the South Coast. As I said, it was a draw between these two the last time they met, but Liverpool have lost just one of their last 14 against Southampton. They've won 10 of those other 13 games, 3 draws, 10 wins and just the 1 defeat in the last 14 meetings. That is in the Premier League, of course. So we will see what the second half has in store as we're underway. And Liverpool have the possession early on. Well, of course, there's options off the bench for Arne Slot if he wishes to make them. Of course, Harvey Elliott returning from injury, albeit only returned to full team training just this week, so won't be rushing him back too quickly, but he is an option if Liverpool need an option later on in the game, with the likes of McAllister and Diaz as well, options off the bench. But a big week for Liverpool coming, of course. Real Madrid at home and then Manchester City at home over the next 7 days. As Nunez and Bradley got in the way of each other there, but they won it back. Here's Nunez breaking into a little gap, switches the ball to Gakpo, who brings it down deftly off the left hand side. Jones, Robertson back to Jones, to Van Dijk now, and we'll see. I'll expect more of the same or a similar intent from Liverpool in the second half. That dominating possession, controlling the ball, keeping the ball moving, really penning Southampton in, but also maybe a bit more urgency in the final third needed from Liverpool. Here's Salah. He's it forward for Bradley, but just a bit curling away from Bradley and couldn't bring it under control. Goes behind for a goal kick, but expect to see a bit more sharper performances in the second half from Liverpool. But we'll see what Arne Slot's team can conjure up against what is, according to the table, the worst side in the league at the moment. As here comes Fraser, closed out by Jones. Szoboszlai to Robertson now. Here's Gakpo, breaking into space. Cody Gakpo tries to switch it out to Salah. Finds Salah on the edge of the box. Salah will curl it wide. Robertson with a cutback. No one in the middle. Cleared away. This is better from Liverpool almost instantly, really. Here's Jones. Gakpo now. Takes on Dibbling. Gakpo has to turn back. Felt he was held there, but Jones picks up the ball, plays it for Robertson, who will try and cut it back, but well defended by Taylor Howard-Bellis, and it will be a Liverpool corner. And Robertson surely feeling he might have to make up for that giving away of a penalty in the first half. Let's see. I think he's going back to be last man again. Corner delivered in by Szoboszlai. Away as Curtis Jones will hit it, blocked on the edge of the box by Fraser. Robertson. Bradley. Gravenberch. Down the left-hand side it comes. Gakpo looking to deliver it in again. Away by Downs. And Onuachu gets clipped at by Cody Gakpo. And a free kick is going to go the way of Southampton. But actually a yellow card is also going to go Cody Gakpo's way as well. So another yellow card. First of the second half. And Cody Gakpo becomes the third Liverpool player to be booked this afternoon. And I think Paul Onuachu has actually come off the worst of the two on that occasion, because he's just gone down and kind of signalled for substitution. Here is Paul Onuachu, so that's not a great sign. Gakpo's third yellow card of the season. So Onuachu's receiving treatment as we speak. Elsewhere this afternoon, there's a game in the Championship, Swansea against Leeds United. Harry Darling has given Swansea the lead. That was a 3 o'clock kickoff there in Wales. At the moment, very few other games ongoing elsewhere this Sunday afternoon across Europe. Certainly Paul Onuachu's been one of the main players, main star players for Southampton in that first half, offering up a kind of variety of his importance in the game. And he is back onto his feet, helped back to his feet, albeit, but Paul Onuachu is on his feet at least. Of course, hasn't played huge amounts this season for Southampton. In total has played 67 minutes before today's game. He's almost played that in one game this afternoon, and he's now gone down again, so I think it might be a stretcher here, maybe. It's going to be needed. So this is not a happy ending to what has been a pretty good performance from Paul Onuachu so far. Well, they're thinking about a different style of change now. I think it's going to be Watchalong that's going to come on for Onuachu. So we will see him come on for him in a moment. As now Onuachu's back to his feet and will be walking off the field. There is no stretcher needed in the end. Maybe that was just a bit of a decoy. Who knows? To try and get the substitution ready. Applauded by the Saints crowd, and probably rightfully so this afternoon. So Paul Onuachu is off, and Leslie Ugwachukwu is on in his place. Ugwachukwu, of course, on loan from Chelsea for the season. That is the second injury substitution that Southampton have had to make in this game, so they have just one substitution left available to them, and they can make 3 in one go if they want to do that. This is really good dribbling from Dibbling, and Tyler Dibbling, shot from distance, was wide in the end, but certainly had a few glaring on, but he beats off Jones and then gets around Gravenberch. And just how opens up that space. It wasn't too far away, to be honest, in the end, actually. Just curled away at the last second, but you have to be honest. Good opportunity for Dibbling there. As Gravenberch's ball forced through. Couldn't find its marker. And Soboslai and Liverpool hamper possession once again. It's Downs. Fraser. Here's Ugwachukwu. Back to McCarthy, who will pump it long. No question and no doubt about that one, and it will roll its way into the Liverpool half for Caoimhín Kelleher. That was probably what Southampton should have done in the first half. Just knock the ball long when there was just no option, no kind of clear ball on for them. Just knock it long and get back into your shape. No need to take unnecessary risks. Robertson to Gakpo. Steps in field again, does Cody Gakpo. Allows the space for Jones on the outside. Back to Gakpo again though. Liverpool. Gakpo. A bit too much that time. Shoved down to the floor. A free kick will go Liverpool's way. Maybe Leslie Ogochukwu trying to stamp his authority on the game after only coming on, but maybe a bit too much stamping in the end, and Cody Gakpo gets the free kick for Liverpool. Robertson takes the free kick short. And now the ball's lifted into the box. Was that Nunez? Ibrahim Konate was being held, but ultimately came to nothing for Liverpool. That free kick. Here comes the play now from the back again. And there's McCarthy going long again. Smart idea, but that time the ball had just gone out of play on Armstrong. Gravenberch. Konate through the lines finds Bradley. Bradley just gives the ball away a bit sloppy there on that occasion. Nicely picked up by Gravenberch. Flicks it through. Gravenberch into the box. Flicks it across, and Nunez couldn't find the goal, but took a deflection. Will be a Liverpool corner. That was good intention from Ryan Gravenberch. Conor Bradley's sloppy pass allows Southampton back on the ball, but Gravenberch's intent and anticipation to charge to win the ball back, and then gets him to a good area in the box. Lays it off for Nunez, who wins Liverpool a corner. Robertson to take. Left-footed delivery deep to the back post, but McCarthy, almost gave it away there. As here comes Southampton away with it. Dibbling is the one that's the target, and Szoboszlai beaten there. Dibbling did really well, and now Armstrong's got a clean way through. He's got Liverpool players back into the box. The shot is in. Can you believe it? Matheus Fernandes. Southampton lead from a Liverpool corner all the way up the other end, and Tyler Dibbling is the key architect once again for Southampton. Spins Dominic Szoboszlai and feeds it Armstrong. Armstrong clean to Matheus Fernandes, and Liverpool find themselves behind. Southampton 2, Liverpool 1. Certainly a shocker. I have to say, Tyler Dibbling, take a bow. The spin, the composure, just to spin around and play that ball beautifully through. Adam Armstrong does really well, kind of holding the ball up. 3 Liverpool players. He could take the shot himself. He could. Takes the touch, spots the Liverpool players retreating, and it falls straight to Matheus Fernandes in a great bit of space in the box. Unchallenged, really. And he just rolls it past Caoimhín Kelleher. Southampton 2, Liverpool 1. And goodness me, this game is not going the way that the vast majority would have expected so far. Long way to go, though. As Liverpool cross into the box, but straight into Alex McCarthy's hands once again, and it's now Liverpool have to fight from behind. Not often that has happened, and I'm sure changes are going to be made. McAllister and Diaz are getting themselves ready on the sidelines, as Arne Slot clearly not happy with his side, and obviously clearly shows it with the scoreline. It was the 8th goal that Liverpool have conceded this season. They've conceded a quarter of their goals this season in this game alone. But with it being that astronomically small, that really isn't massive amounts. But Southampton now up to 9 goals this season. Gravenberch. Konate. Nunez spinning it out, nowhere near Salah. Although Walker-Peters will give Liverpool the throw. Konate to Van Dijk. Now Gakpo. Gakpo delivers into the box. Just a bit too much again. Seems to be just catching practice for Alex McCarthy with those crosses at the minute. No real zip or verve or any sort of venom in any of those crosses at the moment from Liverpool. McCarthy goes long again, but this time all the way through to his opposite number in the opposing goal. Jones. Van Dijk. To Konate. Bradley does well to evade the challenge. Gravenberch trying to roll it through, but overhits that one again. As Salah was the target. McCarthy gathers comfortably. Seems like Southampton have a bit more know-how about them in the second half all of a sudden. Considering how sloppy we said and how naive we said they were in the first half. As Bradley there intercepts that switch ball. Salah goes down, but no foul, says the referee, as Southampton try and break forward here. Armstrong keeps it in play. Aribo. Dibbling. There's another challenge evaded by Matej Fernandez. Flicks it through. Armstrong challenging. It's bundled around. Goes down, but the free kick is going to be given for Liverpool from the referee. Again, another calamity of errors, really. I think Liverpool are a bit lucky to get that free kick, to be honest. I don't know what's going on. Fernandez flicks it through. Armstrong tussling with... Oh, well, yeah, to be fair, Armstrong does kind of grab at Conor Bradley, but it just seems a bit easy from us. I mean, Kelleher comes flying out. I don't know what he's doing there. He's got nowhere near the ball, and Liverpool are riding on luck at the minute. As there will be a double change. Curtis Jones is going to leave the field. He's going to be replaced by Alexis McAllister. And the second substitution is going to be Cody Gakpo, and he's going to be replaced by Luis Diaz. So a double swap for Arne Slot's Liverpool to see something of a difference. Whether there are around 30 minutes to go, it's Liverpool who trail on the south coast. Southampton 2, Liverpool 1. McAllister. Van Dijk. Back to Kelleher. And switch the ball. Salah has to adjust with Bradley. Salah over the top it goes. Nunez is battling with Downs. Gets through, does Darwin. Nunez squares it across. And it's missed by Luis Diaz. Any sort of connection, and that would have been an equalizer. A tap in. And Liverpool don't give up just yet. Szoboszlai. Felt he was fouled there, but again the referee allows it. Play to go on. Dibbling. Now it comes out to Walker-Peters. He's breaking forward. Lots of Liverpool bodies in the way, but Southampton have the composure at the moment. Armstrong. Walker-Peters down the left flank. Into the midfield it comes, and they come back with Stevens. It's now Southampton looking to just control the game a bit more. Fraser. Over the top by Harwood Bellis. Dibbling is the threat, and Konate just ushered the ball out of play there for a goal kick. And Luis Diaz, you can see, beating himself up for that little moment. Salah's ball over the top, one ball over the top, and Nunez in behind Downs. Nunez does the right thing, squares it across. I think Diaz has just overrun it a bit. I think he's stretching back for the ball, and he doesn't get the touch. As I say, any sort of touch, and that would have been the second goal for Liverpool. Here's Bradley though. Shot deflected. Not fully cleared by Downs, but that's good work by Stevens. Now Rebo. Southampton really performing well at the moment. Throwing in the challenges, but Liverpool, there's lack of patience at all this afternoon. Really not at it. Gravenberch, over the top it goes. Salah's the threat. Salah! How's that happened? Oh my goodness me! I thought the first Liverpool goal was a calamity from the back of Southampton. But goodness me, that tops it tenfold. What is Alex McCarthy doing there? Salah does incredible work. It's just a deft touch into an empty net, but how that happens, no one knows what's going on. It's one ball over the top. Gravenberch, Salah's well onside, and then McCarthy comes flying out of his goal, trying to stop the ball, but Salah's got the better of it all day long, and he just kind of taps it round the goalkeeper into an empty net. I mean, for an experienced goalkeeper, that is as naive as they come, and as bizarre as they come. 2-2. I can't believe what I've just witnessed. Like, genuinely. This is... I mean, we talked about Salah being quiet, but I said that with caution because it's Mo Salah. He can pop up with something from nothing, and there's a perfect example of it. He's got his 9th Premier League goal of the season from a goalkeeper doing something completely stupid, flying out of his goal into no man's land, and Salah just tapping it around him from one ball over the top as Liverpool win it back again. Maybe a bit between their teeth at the moment. Salah playing it in behind to Boschley across, and away in behind for the corner from Harwood Bellis, and all of a sudden it's Southampton that are on the back foot. In a matter of seconds, as Gravenberch and Walker-Peters, I think, collided there in the build-up. So Gravenberch's going to receive a bit of treatment in the moment. See this moment again between the two. Yeah, they kind of just, clash into each other. There. Back to his feet. Back to their feet are both players. So all is well, but Liverpool will get a corner here on this right-hand side. I have to say, no matter what the result will be in this game, it has certainly not been an orthodox game of football. It's been very strange. Very strange. Robertson to take this corner for Liverpool. Quarter of the game to go. Left-footed delivery into the box. Flicked on! Good save by McCarthy. Had to stretch for it. Good header. I think it was Diaz maybe that got the header. It was. Yeah, just kind of arrowed it towards goal and was dipping as it came towards McCarthy, who had to dive for it and throw it over the bar. Another corner for Liverpool. Soberslide with the delivery. Bouncing around the box and over the bar again. Goodness me, McCarthy. I'm not too sure he knows where he is, to be honest. One minute he looks really composed and really kind of under control, and the next minute he comes flying out into no man's land and is watching the ball fly past him. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. He's made 7 saves in this game, Alex McCarthy, but he's made some stupid errors. Here's the ball into Ugwachukwu in the box. Again, I wouldn't bet on there being no more goals, as the Liverpool defend that well, and now Diaz comes striding away with it. Bodies forward here for the Reds. They aren't in red, by the way. Nunez tried to go for the shot from distance. Maybe a bit excited there was Darwin Nunez. But my goodness me. If you'd have told me coming into this one, with 20 so minutes to go, we would be 2-2, I would have laughed in your face because I wouldn't have predicted it. But to be fair, it's just been calamity of errors. Practically for all of the goals, really. To be honest. First Liverpool goal came from Southampton losing the ball on the edge of their own box. Here's Salah. I'll talk about those goals in a moment. There might be more to come. Here's Salah. Off to the right. Stevens holds him off for the moment. Salah still got the ball. Runs towards the middle. Chips it into the box. Nunez keeps it alive. McAllister heads it out towards Robertson. Back to McAllister now, who will hit one from distance. And that's not too far away from McAllister there, from about 35 yards. 40 yards even, probably, from that distance. Oh, that's actually a bit extreme. About 25, 30 yards from McAllister there. Just goes wide of the left post. I think I need to compose myself again, because this game's got a bit dramatic. We told you we'd get team news from Portman Road for you. We can tell you that now, because it is around about an hour away from kickoff there for the moment. For Ipswich, Muric is in goal. Twanzebe, O'Shea, Burgess and Davis in defence. Morsey and Kayust in midfield, with Amari Hutchinson in the 10. Smodics off the left, Burns off the right, and Liam Delap leading the line. For the first side named under Ruben Amorim for Manchester United, Onana's in goal. A back three, / back five, of Diallo, Dallo, Evans, De Ligt and Mazraoui. Ericsson and Casemiro in midfield, with Fernandez, the captain of course, off the right hand side. Garnacho off the left, and Rashford through the middle. That game gets underway in less than an hour's time here in LFS at Portman Road. Ipswich against Manchester United. Here's Stevens under pressure into the area. Good challenge there by Szoboszlai. Now into the box. Here's Luis Diaz. Couldn't find a way through. Still alive it comes. Diaz now finds Connor Bradley. Well charged down. Liverpool continue to push to retake the lead again. Diaz. Now Robertson with a cross. Blocked. Corner to Liverpool. That is corner number 7 for Liverpool this afternoon, that will be. And Szoboszlai will take this corner once again. Headed away by Walker Peters at the near post. Out for a throw into Liverpool on the left side. Taken quickly by Szoboszlai. Robertson. Just switch it out to Salah, but not as much curl on that one as it's cleared away. Brought down by Gravenberch again in the middle. Now Robertson. Diaz. Further infield, Diaz almost run into trouble there as Robertson gets it round the corner. Finding McAllister. Time and space on the ball. McAllister tries to roll it across to Diaz. A bit loose that, but Van Dijk does well to win it back again. And I think there will be a free kick given here. I thought the referee for a second there was going to play advantage, but he's given Liverpool the free kick as Van Dijk was fouled when he played the ball there by Adam Armstrong. Free kick to Liverpool and a yellow card for Adam Armstrong. His third booking of the season. It's about 27 yards out here. Quite a distance on the left, so it's a tight. Would be a difficult angle to shoot from, but it is possible from 27 yards. So Szoboszlai's the one over it, and Robertson is there too. But if it was to be a shot, it would more than likely be Szoboszlai that would take that shot. We'll see what happens here from Liverpool. It's quite a distance out. There's lots of bodies in the box. Will be Szoboszlai. It's the wall. Back with Robertson. Now Gravenberch. Liverpool with lots of bodies up the field still. Gravenberch's delivery. Flicked on by Nunez, but dipping towards McCarthy, who gathers. There's a player down here for Southampton, Mateus Fernandez. Already had two other players had to be subbed off through injury. I think it might just be, yeah. Oh. I don't know what happened there actually. He is back to his feet now, Fernandez, so he is okay. Leeds have equalised against Swansea in that game in the Championship. It is 1-1 there. Leeds, through Manor Solomon, are back on terms at the moment. The vast majority of the stats in Liverpool's favour, but at the moment, the most important stat is in the top of your screen. Southampton 2, Liverpool 2. The scoreline is still in the balance with around 15 or so minutes to go. Used to be, under Jurgen Klopp, this was when Liverpool came alive to win games of football late, but under Arne Slot it's certainly not been a prolific spell during the game, mainly because by this point mostly Liverpool have had the games won by this stage of the game, but not on this occasion so far. Robertson, Diaz up against Fraser. Luis Diaz takes on his man, gets it across the box, but Walker Peters chests it behind for the corner. 15 to go. Robertson over to take another corner, their 8th of the game. Robertson with another delivery. Headed away this time. And behind. And will be another corner. I think Flynn Downs got the last touch on that one. So another Liverpool corner incoming. Robertson again. Bit more whip in this one. Again headed away by a Southampton player. Taylor Harwood-Bellis this time. Robertson keeps it in. Looks to lift it forward. Switches the ball. Finds its way to Diaz. Here is Luis Diaz trying to eye up for the shot. Rolls it back to Van Dijk. Now, Szoboszlai chops his way forward. Now Van Dijk in the box. Still alive. Szoboszlai. McAllister. Now to Gravenberch. Flicks it round the corner for Salah, but Salah comes back with it to McAllister. Over the top for Gravenberch, but headed away by Southampton again as McAllister pounces on that one, but it goes out for a Southampton throw. Southampton are going to make 2 more changes on this at this juncture. These will be their final changes of the game. And it will be Cameron Archer will be one of those. He will be replacing Adam Armstrong in the middle. Sent forward. And the other change is going to be Yukinari Sugawara, who's also coming on, and he's going to replace Ryan Fraser. So Fraser and Armstrong off, and Cameron Archer and Yukinari Sugawara are coming on. Throw into Southampton with 13 minutes plus the additional time to go. And the game is all square at the moment at 2-2. Walker Peters, a tight gap, or tight space, sorry. And the ball goes straight out of play from that moment for a Liverpool throw now. Dominic Szoboszlai there. There was a second ball on the pitch when Liverpool were trying to take the throw in, and Szoboszlai took no prisoners in booting that one away. Certainly was having none of that little cheekiness from Southampton. Here's Salah. Trying to chop across. Sugawara wins the free kick this time. Fernandez is the one that was involved. So Salah won Liverpool another free kick. Szoboszlai's there. Salah's there as well. I don't know if he's going to walk away. He will. So it will be Szoboszlai over this free kick for Liverpool. Wide on the right hand side. Every single moment at this stage is important for Liverpool. Bushlight, right-footed delivery. Flicked on at the front post. Still in the mix as bounces away. McAllister was dragged down there. Referee says no foul. As Southampton come away with the ball. Won back well by Bradley. Nice Salah. Chops his way past his man. Salah trying to feint it in behind. Gets it back though. Salah again turning on the power here. Mo Salah striding through, well blocked in the end. As Southampton try and clear it away, but hook it clear this time. But Liverpool keep the pressure on. Robertson. Diaz. Now Gravenberch. Now Bradley to Salah. Salah chopping onto his left boot. Lays it off this time. Diaz shot charge down. Getting bodies in the way at the moment are Southampton. Gravenberch. So Bushley back to Gravenberch. Now Bradley. Now to Soboslai again. Chips it across the box. And it was Downs and Howard Bellis, I think, was involved there as well as Diaz. Absolutely travelling his way towards Dibbling. Dibbling had the last touch, so throw in the Liverpool. It keeps the pressure on the Southampton defence. Just over 10 minutes to go. 2-2. Gravenberch. Robertson. Diaz. Back to Robertson. Gravenberch again. Salah. Still going Salah. Not in a tight space though. Gravenberch. Salah again. Trying to dribble it way through. Nunez just carries the ball wide for Robertson. Back with Van Dijk again. Penned into their own box essentially at the moment, Southampton. Not even their own half, into their own 18-yard box, or in and around it for the moment. Here's Salah. Now Bradley. Back to Salah again. Not much room to manoeuvre for Liverpool as Salah lifts into the box and the bobbling ball. Cries handball, penalty. Penalty to Liverpool. Handball given on Yukinari Sugawara. Just brought onto the field a moment or two ago. I couldn't see from a long distance. We'll see it again. Salah's ball in. Sugawara gets himself involved. I mean, it comes off his hand, but it comes off his chest and then onto his hand, but his hand does prevent it from going towards Robertson, I believe, at the back post. So I think that's probably why the referee has given it. But the VAR is unlikely to overturn this, and Liverpool have the chance that they've been pushing and probing for. Sugawara claiming his innocence, but the referee, I think, will stick with his decision, and Salah will put the ball on the spot. Mo Salah, who's already scored from the spot this season, has an 83% success rate at Liverpool from the spot. 35 of 42 penalties scored. Alex McCarthy, who's made multitude of saves today. We've already seen a save penalty this afternoon at St Mary's. Rebounded it into the back of the net for Southampton. It's Salah at the same end for Liverpool. With 8 minutes to go. Mo Salah steps up and scores! Mo Salah! No doubt about it! When he steps up, you know where the ball's gonna go. And that is into the back of the net. Mo Salah, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and Mo Salah is the toughest of them all. 2 goals in a game where he's been quiet, he's been barely involved, but that is Mo Salah. 2 goals in a game where he's barely had a touch of the ball in a tight space, in good spaces. A little flick for the second goal for Liverpool and a penalty for the third, with 7 minutes to go, has re-given the lead to Liverpool here on the south coast. Southampton 2, Liverpool 3, and Mo Salah, the Egyptian king, could be carrying Liverpool to another 3 points in the Premier League. This game keeps on delivering. And he gets a yellow card, does Mo Salah. His first of the season. But Mo Salah, more than anyone else, has yellow cards for celebrating goals. There's another one for you. Southampton 2, Liverpool 3. And the Egyptian king is hearing his name being sung by that travelling cop that were loud for a lot of the first half. But Liverpool don't want to give it up now. Salah's on a hat-trick here. He's in again. Mo Salah steps across, and the shot's too far high, too far wide. Goal kick. You wouldn't rule out a hat-trick from Mo Salah here. He runs from his own half. Yeah, he's onside. No doubts about that one. And a poor finish ultimately that let him down on that occasion. If he had got that goal there, that would have been game, set and match. But only one goal in it. And Sam Barrett here, the referee, is going to book one of the backroom staff of Southampton. It's not for Russell Martin, it's for one of his assistants, who has got a yellow card from the referee. So he goes back to sit down. I've no idea what that's about, but he's got a yellow card for whatever it was. What a game we have witnessed this afternoon, with 5 minutes plus the additional time still to come, so there's still a bit of time in this one. Here's Howard Bellis to Downs, to Walker-Peters, back to Stevens. Very loud travelling Liverpool fans at the moment at St Mary's, hoping their side can cling on and hold on. Here's Walker-Peters down the left side. Not really many options open to him. Does play it across to Fernandez. Now Howard Bellis, over the top it goes. The ball across the box. There was another player down on the floor off Konate, but the referee says no foul. Throw into Southampton on the right hand side. It's Cameron Archer that went down. We'll see it again. It was Sugawara across, and yeah, Archer and Konate just coming together. It's not a foul, it's not a penalty. We play on. Ibrahima Konate's been very interesting this afternoon. Very inconsistent defensive performance from Konate. Some good bits of defending, but also some very sloppy, loose bits of defending. As Sugawara has this throw-in on the right-hand side. Looks to be a long throw-in coming here. Here it comes, the long throw into the box. I think Nunez got a connection to that one. Stevens trying to get forward as Van Dijk battling. Liverpool give it away in the edge of the box again. Bradley goes out to meet Walker-Peters. On the wide left-hand side as Gravenberch wins the ball back off Walker-Peters after he slipped. That's a lovely turn by Salah. Now Szoboszlai and Liverpool have a 3-on-2. This could finish the game if they can get a good position here. Szoboszlai to Diaz. Bodies flooding back from Southampton. Szoboszlai falls to Salah! Off the post. That would have been that. He's fired it over the bar and hit the woodwork. Again, the ball crossed in. It comes off the head of a defender. Bounces into Mo Salah's path. It just falls for him as he strikes it first time. Comes crashing off the right post. Goodness me. Mo Salah has come close to completing a hat-trick there. Gravenberch. Szoboszlai to Bradley now. Just 2 minutes plus additional time to go. Salah. He has had two big chances in the last few minutes to really wrap this game up for Liverpool fourth. But a poor finish, and the woodwork has denied him that chance. But he's got two today, let's be honest, Mo Salah. And in a game where at half-time we would have said, where is Mo Salah? To be honest, credit to Southampton from that first half. They marked him out of the game for the majority of the first half, but It's not often Mo Salah gets marked out of a game for a whole 90 minutes, and this is another one to go to that factor, as Darwin Núñez is going to be coming off here, and Wataru Endo is going to be coming on, so a little bit of a defensive swap out here for Arne Slot. Just trying to solidify and consolidate this victory, or this lead anyway, to turn it into 3 points. There's that substitution then. Endo on for Núñez. But if Liverpool are to win this, it will be a great tick in the box of their character. 2-1 down with 30 to go, although the time was certainly on their side and the threat they have on the field was on their side, but they looked sloppy, they looked off it, they looked really kind of just not there today, not at their best whatsoever. And 2-1 down, many sides can kind of crumble and fall under the pressure. But Liverpool have seemingly risen above that at the moment, and if they do turn this into a victory, albeit, yes, they're still playing bottom of the league Southampton, but every game in the Premier League is hard. No game is easy, and I'm sure Arne Slot will be reiterating that factor at full time if Liverpool are to leave the South Coast with 3 points. As Salah, now Bradley in the box, comes off Stevens, wins the corner. As we'll see, along will be added on here. Will be 8 added minutes. 8 minutes added on to the end of the 90. What is still left in this game? Liverpool will certainly have another corner, that is for sure. Their 10th of the game. Another one for Andy Robertson to take from this right hand side. Robertson into the box it comes, and away it goes from Southampton, but only for a Liverpool throw, really. Anywhere will do, it seems, for Southampton there, that occasion. Liverpool not in a hurry to get the game going again, with Szoboszlai here doing a bit of dribbling on the sidelines, and Robertson will come over and take this throw. So certainly not in a hurry. Here are Liverpool, and you can understand why, but frustration from the home crowd. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. And don't forget, we have one more game to come for you. Ipswich against Manchester United gets underway in about 40 minutes time, 35 minutes time, at 4:30 this afternoon here in LFS. Southampton knock it long again, as Van Dijk will just retrieve the ball at the back for Liverpool. Now Gravenberch. Liverpool play it down the left hand side here with Robertson. Under pressure, holds off his man, does Robertson for the now, and Fernandez battling, and Endo spinning on the ball nicely. Wataru Endo breaking to the byline, into the box, goes down. Still alive with McAllister. On the sideline, I think VAR might have a quick look at that possible challenge on Endo, but McAllister at the corner flag. McAllister and Endo are doing single-handedly keeping Liverpool in possession there, as Szoboszlai will hit one, but well charged down again by Southampton. But Liverpool keep the ball. Van Dijk, Konate, Bradley, McAllister round the corner for Salah, who loses his footing there, but loses the ball as well to Jack Stevens. He just takes the sensible pass to Aribo, as the crowd wanted him to get the ball up the field quickly. 5 minutes to go of the additional 8. Southampton just about keep the possession. Downs on the halfway line. Stevens. Now Harwood Bellis, who will pump it long. Bradley will head it forward, looking for Salah. Well intercepted by Archer. Brought down to Walker Peters. Downs to Harwood Bellis. Out to the right hand side it comes. Here's Aribo. Back to Harwood Bellis. Southampton having a good spell of possession here at the moment. Van Dijk commits himself in the middle. Couldn't win the challenge, and Endo stretches out a right leg and catches Joe Aribo. And a free kick for Southampton in Liverpool's half. Still half of the additional time to play. Russell Martin down on his haunches on the sidelines. I think he's picking the grass. Must be a nervous tick. Picking the grass from the sidelines. Fascinating. Free kick for Southampton here then. Late in this game. Is there one last chance? Let's see. Free kick whipped into the box. Flicked on and just over the bar by Jack Stevens. Good opportunity. Over the bar it went. Good delivery by Matej Fernandez, and Stevens kind of got underneath the ball. Was always going to go over the bar from that type of angle. No real threat in the end to Caoimhín Kelleher, the Liverpool goalkeeper. As the clock continues to tick down. And at the moment, we can talk about Mo Salah, because I left all these stats for the inevitable of talking about him at one point in this game. Before this game, Mo Salah was directly involved in 67% of Liverpool's 21 Premier League goals this season. And that continues this ratio, including the 2 goals he's had here, because 2/3. He's both scored and assisted now in 35 Premier League games. I'm unsure if that has changed. It hasn't changed. He's scored in this game, but he hasn't assisted. Mo Salah, he's scored and assisted in 35. Only Wayne Rooney has scored and assisted in as many games. 36, Wayne Rooney. As I said, Salah has now scored 9 and assisted 4 in his previous 12 against Southampton, including this one. So he's certainly, as he does with most teams for Liverpool, he has a very good record. And Mo Salah was always the main threat for Liverpool today. We knew that coming into the game. He was quiet in the first half, but he made himself well known, very well known to the Southampton defence in the second. And he certainly gets player of the match, does Mo Salah. No question about that. Less than 2 minutes to go. Southampton 2, Liverpool 3. Kelleher delaying as long as he possibly can, as you would expect. Goes as long as he possibly can. And Luis Diaz is going to win a free kick here, as I think he tried to go for the ball and ended up getting helped into the air, shall we say, by an opponent. And a free kick goes Liverpool's way, which might just do it. Still a minute or so to go, but as I said, Liverpool are not in a hurry to get it going again. And a win, if they're to hold on, would carry them 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. With 12 games gone, they would be 8 points ahead of Manchester City and 9 points ahead of everyone else in the top 4. Or in the top 5, shall I say. As Salah goes down under a challenge from Jack Stevens, who's going to get himself a yellow card. So another free kick for Liverpool. It would be their 10th win of the season in the Premier League. If they were to just see this one out now, Liverpool, and 12 games. Only 2 games they will have dropped points in was Arsenal away and Nottingham Forest at home for Liverpool. Seconds ticking down, and this free kick may just be the last kick of the game here on the South Coast. Szoboszlai will roll it back to Bradley. Bradley back to Konate, and that is that. Liverpool made hard work of it, but Arne Slot's Reds are 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. 8 points clear of the champions Manchester City, and to boot, 10 wins in 12. No manager in Premier League history has more points or even more better of a start than Arne Slot has had to his Premier League career. Forget about filling the boots of Jurgen Klopp. Arne Slot is moulding his own boots at Anfield, and he has certainly carried Liverpool to a very commanding lead at the top of the table. Southampton count themselves unlucky today that they came under the wrath of Mo Salah. But what team doesn't? And especially this season. 22 goal contributions for Liverpool this season in 18 appearances. It is astronomical from Mo Salah, who is again the star for Liverpool. Final score: Southampton 2, Liverpool 3. Wowee. What a game. What a game. Mo Salah always finding a way for Liverpool. Right, Liverpool top of the table, 8 points clear. All of that's good stuff. 3-2 winners on the South Coast. Join us in about 20 minutes time before we're live for our next game. Ipswich take on Manchester United. Ipswich without a home win this season, and Manchester United under new manager Ruben Amorim. We'll see how it gets underway. Join us in about 20 minutes time.